Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here with a new series. We're going to be making granny squares. I love granny squares. There's a couple of things I'm not in love with about them, and you're going to find out what those things are as we move along in this series. Now, for now, it's just going to be making granny squares, different granny squares. I'm not planning any projects at this point. But down the road, I would love to make a good old-fashioned 1970s hippie crocheted granny square poncho or something. So we will get to that at some point. But what we're going to do different about this one, because I'm always going to try to show you something different, a different way to do things. We're going to skip the magic ring, and we're going to skip the chain. That some people make the chain. That's how I always did it. I didn't know about a magic ring when I was 9 years old. So some people make the chain and, join it and then shove all the double crochets in there. No, I don't like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to be making a solid center by crocheting a little tiny square. And then we're going to be working in that. I think you're going to like it. I am going to be using a thing that I did, a way to make our knot. Our first slip stitch is going to disappear. You'll understand in a minute. You might have watched my video. I do have a tip on how to do it. I'll have that in the description of this video, but I'm going to show it to you here. So what we want is to have 4 rows of 4 single crochet. So if you're going to start with 4 single crochet, normally you chain 5 and then you turn and you do your 4 single crochets. I'm going to chain 6 because I need an extra. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to start single crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, and now I have 2 left. I don't want to stick 6 double crochets in one of these slip stitch knotted chains. So what I'm doing is I'm going in here and out here. I'll show you again. I'm going in and then just pushing that through, and that's going to give me a nice strong corner to do the double crochets in. And I'm just going to pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Now another thing I like to do is just crochet over this, and I have a cool little way to do that. I'm not going to do it in this video. I am going to just turn. Do not do any chain 1s on a single crochet row ever again in your life. You can do what you want, but I do not chain 1 on single crochet. So now I'm going to do 4 that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do as many or as few rows as needed. The goal is to have something that looks like a square. That's a little bit, yeah, that's square enough. Might be a little bit taller than wide, but I'm going with that. Now I'm going to turn, because I'm keeping my knot here to the back. And we're going to start the granny square in this. Now I have other ways that we can do this centerpiece too. Again, all in good time. It'll be a little bit neater the next time, the way I do it, if there is, a next time for this exact thing. But I mean, I have so many ideas, and that's what stops me, because I'm like, oh, maybe I should do it that way. No, and I'm like, why don't I just start any old way I feel like, and then we'll, do it again later a different way. Now I'm going to actually be showing you another tip. First of all, if I remember when I was a kid, I don't know, I think we started the corner with all 6 double crochets, but I don't do that. I like a join that's neater. So I'm going to be putting 3 double crochets and then 6 here, 6 here, 6 here, and then I'll end with 3 more here. I'm going to do a stacked single crochet instead of the chain 3. I don't like chain 3 for my first double crochet. So I'm going in right here. See, I have 4 stitches here. This is going to be considered my corner right there. And I'm, whoops, see, this yarn is very thready. Go in. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get the tension here. Go in that, pull through, single crochet. Okay, for a stacked single, most people that I've seen will go here and then do a single crochet. It makes a weird chain here that doesn't look like a double crochet, okay? So I'm just going to take that back out. There's just my single crochet that I did. Some people go right through. They'll go behind this one and the one in the back. When you do that, same thing happens. You get, you know, this chain on the side. Here's what I do. Okay, do you want me to start from the beginning again? Let's go right to here. I'm going under that first stitch and I'm doing a single crochet. I'm turning my piece. You see this, the V right here on the side? I'm going under that, but from the back side. So I'm going like this. See the V? So I'm just going that way, pull through, single crochet. Now I'm turning again. Now that looks more like a double crochet to me. And I'm going to do 2 more in that same space. You can do your first double crochet any way you want. Okay? We're going to come back and be ending here. I chain 1 between because I don't know, I don't like things very lacy. Now I'm going to do in this last stitch right here, the stitch before this little bump. Whoops, let's get over here. I'm going to be doing 3 double crochets, and sometimes I chain 1. I'm going to chain 2 this time because I'll show you an example of when you do a chain 1 and I'll show the difference. So I'm going to yarn over and go here, and I'm going to check to make sure my yarn isn't splitting, and then I'm going to do 3 double crochets. There's 1. I'm assuming that you know the basics. I do have videos in the description to teach you the basics. 3 double crochets. I like to chain 1, but I'm going to chain 2 in the corner, just so we can see the difference. And I'm going right back in, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets. Just like a regular granny square at this point. Now I'm going to the next corner, and that's going to be our corner that's a little stronger, and we'll be able to hold 6 double crochets. I will chain 1. Sometimes I don't even chain 1 between those. And it's just anywhere here. I'm just going to stick it right there. But see, we have a nice, you know, I'm so sorry that I keep going off camera. It's because I'd like to be able to see what I'm doing. See, you know, there's a lot of yarn there holding this in. So 1 double crochet, 2, 3. I'm going to chain 2. Oh, I hate to chain 2. I like 1 better. And I'm going back in. 1, 2. I just have to remember, if I can't see what I'm doing and I have to look in the screen, that means you can see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to chain 1, and we're going to this corner right here. Just anywhere. Don't worry about it. Oops, I have to do a double crochet. That I have to worry about. I'm going to put it right there. Oops, I have to yarn over. I can't see. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3. And just so you know, this is the 4th time I start this video because I keep, you know, doing silly things, and I said, no, I just have to do silly things and they'll laugh about it. All right, I chained 2 because I'm in the corner now. I'm going to go back in with 3 more double crochets. I'm going to chain 1 when I'm not in a corner. Now this is where we started. See, we have 3, but this is our corner. Could have marked it if you need to. I'm going to do my 3 double crochets in here. 1, oh my goodness, now my yarn is creeping up on me. 2, 3, and I will have a better way to join. I'm not doing it right now. I'm just going to do my chain, chain 2. Ugh, did I do the chain 2 there? Yeah, I did. Oh, all the way around, I think. Yep. And then I'm just going to join in this, this little bump right there. Do whatever you want, wherever you want. I'm just going to do a slip stitch. It's not going to show because we're going to be shoving more double crochets in there. So let's do one more row together, okay? I'm going to do 3 double crochets, but I'm going to start with a stacked single crochet, and I'm going to be turning my work when I get to that second stitch. Okay, so I'm just going in, single crochet, turn, sticking my hook that way, single crochet, turn. Now I can do 2 more, and they're going to be actual double crochet. 1, 2. Got it? I'm sure you do. And I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to try to remember. This hand is now asleep because of the position I'm in. The things I do for you guys. Okay, I did chain 1. Now 3 double crochet in the sides. Now we don't have just corners now. We've got these guys. I'm assuming you know something about granny squares, all right? If you don't, you're more than welcome to go learn that from somebody else. Don't blame you. Okay, now I'm going to chain 1. I'm always chaining 1 between everything, except I will do chain 2 in the corners because I know most of you are going to want me to do that. Okay, I'm doing 3 double crochets, and then I'll chain 2, and then I'll do 3 more double crochets. Yeah? Chain 2, 3 more double crochets in the same hole. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, because we're not going into a corner, so we're just chaining 1. We're going to work right here. 3 double crochets only, because we're on the side. I can't wait to do other kinds of things. Chain 1. Now I'm going into my corner, so I'm going to do 3 double crochet, and then I'll chain 2 so we can see the difference because I already have one of these made. 1, 2, 3. Okay, chain 2, and then 3 more right there because we're in a corner. 1, 2, I need a neck brace now. 3, and my yarn, get some yarn. Now, where's our corner? It's way over there. You can actually mark it if you want. I think I'm going to be needing to do that. Okay, I chain 1 now, and I'm going on this side piece here. 1, only 3 on the side. 2, 3, chain 1. Going into my corner. How do you know it's a corner? Because it looks like a corner. I'm going to yarn over. 1, 2, I gotta pull yarn again. 3, chain 2. 1, I don't know if I chained 2 in all the corners because I'm so used to doing chain 1. 3, chain 1. I think I don't know if it's even usually chain 1 for how other people do it. It might be 2 and then just I think some people do 3 in the corners. I don't know what's wrong with them. Okay, double. I'm doing 3 in this side space. 2, whoopsie doozies, 3, chain 1, and now I'm getting to, if I can ever have enough yarn, I'm at the end and it's like all knotted up and I didn't want to take the time to do anything about that. So here's my corner. It already has 3 double crochets and not that ugly chain 3 thing that some people do. You can do what you want. It's what I grew up with. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets in here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to chain 2. We will be doing some where we will be changing colors. Okay? I just wanted to start out easy because I've driven you crazy enough with just one color. And I'm going to chain 2, even though not one part of me wants to. And then I'm just going to, and I'm not going to cut because this might come apart too. I'm just going to do a slip stitch right there. And then we would just start over. Let's see here. We would do 3 double crochets to start the corner, and that's where you could mark it if you want. And then you'd know you're coming back to your corner. Every side space would get just 3. So it would be 3 here, but you would do 3 more when you get back to it. So it's always 6 in a corner, and for this one I did chain 2 in the corners, and then you chain 1 between and you do 3 in there, 3 in there, 3, chain 2, 3. 3, oh, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles. I'm going to make you so confused you're never going to want to try this. But again, I'm assuming that you know something about granny squares. And if you do, you're going to understand what I did. Now look, look. This is what we have in the center. Just a nice, soft center. No magic ring all bunched up, no hole from the chain that some people do. It's just like this. Now, changing colors is cool for this because it, almost ends up looking like a little circle, and you could have black and then a yellow flower. You could just maybe do 2 rows of yellow, and then do black with pink. I just think it is cool. But we also can clean this guy up a little bit by doing a slip stitch edging around it when it's square. We could do a crochet, single crochet border around it. I'm just going to be playing with all kinds of things, all kinds of ideas. Now, I don't like big spaces like that. I just don't. So we're going to take care of that. We'll do other things. I'm not a lacy kind of person. I like loose, but I don't like lacy. Not to this extent. I mean, I can stick my whole thumb through that. But that's what granny squares are. I just have to accept that fact. And for your information, I have never blocked a granny square. I have made a gazillion of them. I made so many granny square Afghans just all in the round. I've made rectangular ones because I don't like square blankets. I have made just row by row. I have, which isn't a granny square. And of course I've made a lot of projects where I put granny squares together. Never blocked, I don't block anything. I think as a very young child, I used to make some squares, and my grandmother showed me how to block, and I actually had a real iron. Remember in those days where you could have real toys that could hurt you? So I had an iron, just a little one, to iron my doll's clothes, and a little ironing board. And I think my grandmother used to put a wet cloth on top and then steam it, and I don't know. But this is what I do. And I did it in purple. Oh yeah, so let's compare the corners. Okay, see? Now this is the kind of corner I like. You can still shove 6 double crochets in there as opposed to this, which is more holy. It's not, that big of a deal. And I did do 1 here. For me, I like 1 here and usually none here. Just 1. But you can see it in purple. You guys, I know if comments were on, people would be complaining so much about the way I presented this video. I just don't care. I need a vacation. I really do. But if I had a vacation, I'd want it to be somewhere where all I could do is work and do videos. All right. I hope you like, even though you have no clue what we just did. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more nonsense, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye.